we're rebuilding Torquay United. Obviously, as a Torquay fan, last few years have been very tough. 10 years ago today, as I'm filming this, we got relegated from the Football League. So the plan is to get us back into it. Now, if you've been following the news, or you're a Torquay fan yourself, you'll know we had 10 points taken off because we're currently in administration and waiting a new buyer, and it's just been a disaster after disaster. The club has failed and been failed by many people on and off the pitch over the last few years, and I could go on for the time. If you want to hear more about it, subscribe to Torquay Talk. You can see me going about it there. So, where to start? Minus 10 points. A squad that was predicted to be title favourites. We just stayed up with 11 points taken off. In the end, we had 11 points. We lost another point with an administrative error. And my challenge is to, well, get us back to the Football League, but build a successful footballing model. That's all the club needs to do, and it has failed to do that. So, this is a squad right now. It's a little bit out of date based on the winter updates. A few players like Hansen have gone. He was only here as an emergency keeper. But that's a squad I'm starting with. De Silva's gone as well. That's a squad I am starting with. My plan, obviously, minus 10 points. Minus 10 points is to just kind of try and get playoffs if we can. I'm going to aim to be like toe-to-toe with Yeovil in terms of actual points. And then if take 10 off that, we're probably in the playoffs. But we've got some good players. Well, it's basically going to build a team around Aaron Jarvis. That's what the plan's going to be. Try and get a few technical players in, because that's what the squad completely lacks. We're going to play 4-2-4, quick passing football, get it into the box, just like we did with Luton. And yes, so we'll see once I've done some transfers. Right, so a week before the start of the season, I've done a bit of work to the squad. I still am doing it. I've got a few players on trial, as you can see. But let's show you what I've done. So I brought in Ashley Easton. The team needs an experienced centre-back. He's been in the Football League literally his whole career. And I've got him on a free transfer from Salford. He'll be for a year or two based on our progress. 32 years old. I've also got a younger centre-back who's also, we need, again, another centre-back. Signing from Doncaster. Sunderland, Doncaster. He's mainly played quite a young, experienced centre-back, but someone with the profile I needed. So we've got two centre-backs because we desperately needed to improve the defence. I've also signed a young right-back. Again, I ran out of budget a little bit, but he's just never really played professional football, but a bit of a gamble. He's on a cheap deal, and I needed that, to be honest with you. I just needed another right-back because they've been playing like a 3-5-2 a lot of the season. I don't want to do that. And these are just the signings that are there. Out of the door go Ryan Hansen. He went to Crawley on a free. I've got Ross Marshall. He's gone to Kings Lynn. And then I loaned out Callum Thomas because he's just so severely just nothing on this game. But he is actually a prospect in real life. I really rate him. And this is the players that I sold before I got him. So that's the team. I am also, and I can tell you I did get him. I got this winger in who's just ridiculously good. I went a little bit over budget, if I'm honest with you, to get a Spanish winger because we desperately just needed a winger. And that is a pretty complete squad. So let's see how it goes. So the season started in the best possible fashion. A 3-1 win at Dover. It was kind of a scrappy game, if I'm honest with you. It took a while to get going, but I'm basically playing this 4-2-4, which I'll show you in a minute, sort of football. Lapsley did score. Jarvis did score. Dover got one back, but we were all okay in the end. A 3-1 victory at Dover to restart. We just need to get to 0 points as quickly as possible, which is a mental thing to say. But we beat Worthing 2-1. Again, a Jarvis 90th minute win. If anyone's on a Torquay FM, they know Jarvis is your best player. It didn't really work for him with injuries and just players not playing to strength in real life. Complete mismanagement on the pitch. But still, he scored 14 goals in the relegated side the year before. We drew 2-2 against Chippenham, which was really frustrating. Jarvis again scored 2, but we just conceded soft goals. Matt McClure, God, I remember that name. Striker, been around a long time. And then a 4-2 win against St Albans, and Jarvis has scored all 4. So we're playing entertaining football, which is what I like to see. And after 4 games, we've got 0 points. But we would actually have been... Yeah, we've been second just behind Yeovil on goal difference, but we're just here. So we've already got the 0 point mark after 4, and literally 3 teams already lost is their first 3 games as well. So this is how the squad's doing. My best player so far has been obviously Jarvis. Ash has done well with him, and then Lapsley and De Silva. So this is literally what I'm going to play. See, I'm going to move the roles around a little bit, but I've played this sort of football for literally my whole last 6 years of FM, just tweaked it a little bit. I just like keeping the ball and then pass and move in, fast football, and then just nice attacking movements on the box. It does look really basic, but yeah, it can sometimes get overrun. But I like my strikers coming back. So when we're out of possession, it almost can be a bit of a 4-6-0. But then when we're in it, it's just a 4-2-4. And Lewis Collins, it hasn't worked for him at all in real life. And so it looks like he's having a break from football. But he is the Lewis Collins that he should have been in this. He is the Lewis Collins that he was in the National League. He was when he played for League Two for Newport, and he got, well, it's just a failure of management, really, isn't it? But he won't be failed in this. So yeah, that's the team. That's the main team. Playing Kraskin right back, the two centre backs here. Dino's in left back at the moment, and then Martin's coming in a bit. But there's so many places we can improve the squad, and we lack depth completely. But if we keep Jarvis fit, we should be all right. So after that 4-2 win against St Albans, 2-2 draw at Slough. Again, stupid 90th minute goals. We were conceding quite a lot of goals and soft goals as well. Halstead didn't have the best to start the season at all, but we're still picking up points. Creighton, Jarvis still scoring. Finally got a clean sheet. I mean, that's the most Tom Latchley thing you're ever going to read. He scored and he's got sent off for two yellows. But we won 1-0, clean sheet out of a really good game in that, which is good. Going to September, it got good. We won 2-1 at Averley. Again, another 92nd minute goal by Jarvis. It was an interesting start. 2-0 win against Farnborough. My Spanish winger scoring. Jack Stobbs turning up. Again, another win against Chelmsford. And then FA Cup qualifying round 6-1 win at Billericay. Jarvis getting in the goals. Brad Ash scoring as well. And then a 3-1 win. He likes a 92nd minute goal, doesn't he? We're literally almost in the playoffs, despite our 10-point deduction. We've been top as well, which is the aim actually right now. If we can get like top without the points, then we should be in the playoffs. Yeah, already, Yeovil haven't had the best of starts. Bath have had a very impressive start. We're already in the playoffs on the way to the kit. And these seasons sometimes go like this. You do amazing. I peak too early and then it all goes a bit wrong later in the season, especially if injuries come in. We don't have much depth. I am quite a bit over my wage budget. But it's what happens. We had quite a few good players. That Torquay team should have never been as bad. But when you put some technical players in it, and he's just outrageous. How I signed him, I do not know. But just a few technical players in there, fix the defence. You know, I moved Moxie a bit more into centre back as I was just trying to find. I also then signed Nathan Delfonso as an experienced striker because he can play on the wing and he can play in the middle because that's I needed another option. Just all it needs, balance your squad and you're fine. Go over your wage budget, you're fine. If anyone is looking at me in the football club and they do think, oh, I might think of him for transfer advice, I'm not saying go over your budget. I'm just saying if you kind of can allow it, get technical players. But if you can afford it, you can go a little bit over your budget. Our season didn't slow down, though, having minus 10 points might have spurred them on at least the first half of the season. A 6-2 win against Wingate and Finchley in their third FA Cup qualifying round, followed by a 6-2 win in the league. Wow, against Maidstone. Oh, yeah, signed another striker, Gerald Sellers. What a guy. Again, he scored 6 and 6. Just sign good players, honestly. Technical players, young players. Oh, to be fair, with a bit of experience as well. And you can actually realize it's a similar level team to Yeovils now. FA Cup qualifying round to get into FA Cup, we drew. Tristan Abraham's a good player, but then we won, thankfully, the replay, which got us into the FA Cup first round. Another huge achievement. We then played Welling again and beat them 4-0 in the league. Aaron Jarvis scored the goal, and one of them was in the 92nd minute. 4-0 win at Western-super-Mare. Dino got sent off. Doesn't matter. We only need 10 players on the pitch. I mean, it's just funny because that game we lost 3-2 in the pouring rain in real life, and it was one of the most miserable over and after football games. So, SWNe ball, Gary Johnson ball. What can I say? And my recruitment. Drew 1-1 at Hampton. They got a late equaliser. It was a bit frustrating. De Silva scoring. I mean, look at this team. Look at that attacking talent in this team, honestly. Like Jenkins Davis come off the bench. That's the talent we've got. Then we battered all ideally 10 men, Salford, 5-1 in the FA Cup first round. Gary Neville's crying. Everyone's delighted. And then became the big one. So Yeovil at home. It was 0-0 to the 6th-8th minute when Tom Lapsley did that. I was out of my seat. We even got a man sent off and we won. So we literally haven't lost a league game yet. You're thinking he's broke the game, he's done that. This is just my normal one that I have struggled, and it's not over yet. But we're well into the playoffs. Got a couple games in hand. We could even win the title here. Could even win the title despite being minus 10 points. Will it last? We'll see. I've gone unbeaten on an FM once, and I've played a ton of FM, as most people who know me know, funny enough. And that was on a 9 save. But We'll see. We're above Yeovil, haven't had the best start so third in real life, but we are in the running. Farnborough out of nowhere. Bath are falling off. I mean, look at this. Aaron Jarvis. He scored 17 goals in 14 games. Tom Lapsley is just ridiculous. Dino, all been great. That's the team. Some players have played, some players haven't. There's like Kevin Dawson is leaving. He's going, I think he's going to, did he go to Finn? I think it was an Irish team, UCD. In January, he was going, so he'll be going off the wage bill. Brad Ash did actually play really well. I don't think, he didn't score a league goal. He got 4 assists. But now I've got this Jarrell Sellers. I've got Emil Carr. I've got Nathan Delfonso. Like Brett McGavin's not even playing. That's how good team is. He hasn't made an appearance at this. Jenkins Davies has been a great player. Austin Booth haven't played too much, but that is a team. It all is going amazingly right now. Can it last a season though?